Hey, yeah, let's cover the annuities portion of our annuities payout and loans packet. It says most of us aren't able to put a large sum of money in the bank today. Instead, we are saving by depositing smaller amounts of the money from each paycheck into the bank. This is called a savings annuity. This is how most retirement accounts works. So say you're wanting to save for retirement or save for your child's college, you're putting the same regular equal amounts of money into an account on a regular basis, what we're assuming here. We're also assuming that we're going to have the same number of compounding periods as we do how often you're putting it in the regular basis. So I know we've talked about simple interest. That's going to be simple. Compound interest is one deposit with compound interest. APY is going to have the letters APY for your exam. With annuities, you're going to have many deposits. So this is the part I want you to notice about this. This is where you're just saving money. You're putting money into an account for you to be able to use at a later date. Okay. So while you're putting that money in there, it is compounding the interest. All right. This is the formula we're going to use. Whenever I go to rewrite it, I'm going to be putting parentheses in places that is not being represented here. If you want to go ahead and do that now, you're going to want to have parentheses around the NT and the RN at the bottom. And those are the only two that I see as being needed. I will also put in here how to put it in your calculator. So in this case, the A is your ending balance after T years. This is the same as it was for your compound interest. The new thing for you is the PMT. And the PMT are just your regular deposits. It's not a P and an M and it's a T. It's PMT. It stands for payment. So that's your deposits into the account. Your R is still your APR in percent in a decimal form. T is time in the number of years. And N is your number of compounding periods. So to go back over your compounding periods, annually is N equal 1, semi-annually is 2. How often does it happen in a 1-year period? Quarterly happens 4 times, monthly 12, weekly 52, and daily 365. All right, total amount deposited. Now, these will not be provided to you on the exam. This one, however, will. I don't know if I'll have the parentheses or not per se, but I will try my best to remember that. The big one is to make sure on your note card, because you can use one 3x5 note card, that you have the total amount deposited, which is your regular deposits, how often a year, times the years. You also have your interest accrued. How much interest was used then? Well, it's how much you want to have at the end minus the total amount that you deposited. Okay. So let's get started with some examples. So our first example is you deposit $1,000 each year into an account earning 4% interest compounded annually. So that tells me my N is going to be 1. My interest is going to be 0.04 and my PMT is 1,000. Now, how do I know that I'm going to use my annuity formula on this? And this is very simple. How often are you putting it in? If you're putting it in more than once, then you're not using your compound interest formula. And in this case, it says you're putting the money in each year. So because it says each year, you're putting the money into the account more than once, and you're going to need to use your annuity formula. And then our T is going to be 25. So let's set this up. We're looking for how much we want to have in the account at the end, which is our A. It's our PMT is 1,000. And then we've got 1 plus rate is 0.04 over N raised to the N T minus 1. All of this is over 0.04 over 1. It's just the same thing reiterated down here. All right, to put this in your calculator, unless you're using a TI-30XA, if you're using XA, you're going to have to put a multiplication symbol in between these two. But for the rest of you, you can just put in, let me think for a second. Open, 1 plus 0.04, divided by 1, close, caret, open 1 times 25, close 1. All right. Okay. Divided by open 0.04 divided by 1 close equals. So there is how you put it in your calculator, again, unless you have the TI-30XA. which you would have to have a multiplication symbol here. If you want to do order of operations, that's fantastic. I love that. But otherwise, if you want to put the whole thing in at one time, there you go. So if you want to do this together, 1,000, open, 1 plus, 0.04 divided by 1, close, caret, open, 1 times 25, close, minus 1, close, divided by open, 0.04 divided by 1, close, equals. And so you will have, after putting $1,000 in the account each year for 25 years, you will have $41,645.91. Always go to the second decimal place. So you will have $41,645, $41,645.91 in 25 years. Now, there's 2 other questions I'm going to ask regarding this on the exam. So you'll have something like this on the exam, and it'll be followed up with 2 more questions. 1, how much are your total deposits? How much did you totally put in the account? So how much are your total deposits? And that's just your PMT times N times T. So you put $1,000 once a year for 25 years. So you put in $25,000 was deposited. There's one more question I'm going to ask you, and that is how much interest accrued? How much interest did you earn over that time period? And interest is just your A, which we have is 41,645.91. Make sure you clear your calculator and put that number in. Do not put what's still left in your calculator in there. So this number minus the total deposits. So like I have to clear my calculator because that number is wrong and I will get a wrong answer on that. 41,645.91 minus 25,000. And you earned 16,000. So you accrued $ 16,645. So the bank paid you over the 25 years, $16,645.91 in interest. That's what they paid you for investing in with them. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm going to leave mine up here. I would like for you to take the time to attempt to do this one yourself and then come back to see how you did. So you deposit $3,000 into an account each year in an account earning 7% interest compounding annually. So I know this is an annuity because it says each year. I deposited each year. So you're going to use the annuity formula. You're going to set it up exactly as I did, 7%. So make sure you change that to a decimal. And each year is going to be N is 1, and then your time is going to be 15. Pause the video, come back. All right. So let's do setup. We're depositing $3,000, 0.07 over 1, raised to the 1 times 15 years, minus 1. All of this is over 0.07 over 1. Putting in your calculator. Open, 1 plus. So 3,000, open, 1 plus 0.07 divided by 1, close, caret, open 1 times 15, close minus 1, close divided by open 0.07 divided by 1, close equal. All right, let me put that in real quick. So I got $75,387.07. Make sure you're rounding to that second decimal place. So you will have 75,387 and 7 cents in 15 years. And this is by depositing $3,000 a year into an account earning 7%. All right. Now let's find, if you didn't do this, I want you to go in and find your total deposits and your interest that accrued. Pause the video and then come back. So our total deposits, $3,000 once a year for 15 years. And that $45,000 was deposited. So you only put in $45,000 in the account, but you end up with 75,000, 30 grand more, basically, just a little over that. And all of that is going to be interest. You take the amount that you end up with at the end, make sure you're clearing your calculators, minus the 45,000. Nope, 30. 3387.07 in interest accrued. All right, let's go to the next one. So this is going to be covering the same exact thing. This is annually. I want to skip this one and go to one that's a little bit different. So here's one, compounded monthly. Let's do this one that's compounded monthly, and it has the 2 questions that I want you to do as well. So go ahead and attempt this one yourself, because I find that if you attempt it and you do mess up, when you come back and watch me, you'll have a better understanding of where the mess up is so you can catch it yourself next time. All right, so you deposit $100 each month into an account earning 6% interest compounded monthly. That's N is 12. How much will you have in the account in 15 years? So that's my T. I know it's the annuity formula because I'm putting $100 in each month. All right. So because I'm doing that, that's all I need to see to know that I'm depositing that I know I'm using my annuity formula. So pause the video and come back to see how you did. All right, depositing $100. So A is equal to 100. 1 plus the rate is 6%, 0.06 over monthly is 12, raised to the 12 times 15 years minus 1. All of this over 0.06 over 12. Putting this in your calculator is 100, open, open. 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12, close, caret, open. 12 times 15, close. Minus 1, close, divided by open, 0.06 divided by 12, close, equals. Let me put that in real quick. 100, open, open, 1 plus 0.06. And I got $29,081.87. So putting $100 into the account per month for 15 years has me ending up with this. So you will have $29,081, and it rounds to 87 cents in 15 years. Total money deposited. So you deposited, I'll start my sentence. And it's 100 per month for 15 years. So you deposited $18,000. How much interest will you earn? Well, the interest is just how much you end up with at the end. Make sure you clear your calculators and put the exact amount in, minus the amount that you deposited. So you accrued $29,081.87 minus $18,000. You accrued $11,000. Oop, lost it. $81.80, 87 cents in interest. If you're missing anything, please let me know so I can help you through this, especially using your calculator. Make sure you're giving me complete sentences. This is a big dog. Dollar sign always goes in front of the number. Sentences are going to be a huge thing for this class. All right, so let's go to one more. I'm going to give you a chance to do one more of these before we run into a different type of setup. You're depositing $200 each month into an account earning 3% interest compounded monthly. How much will you have in the account in 30 years? Pause your video Go do this one yourself. If you just follow along and do everything I do, you're not going to ensure that you understand this. And I want to make sure you do. So please do that. And then let me get you set up. So we're looking for how much we're going to have at the end. So 200 of our deposit. We know it's annuity because we're putting in that deposit in per month. 0.03. And it's per month. So that's 12 raised to the 12 times 30 years minus 1. All of that is over 0.03 over 12. Putting that in your calculator, 200, open, 1 plus 0.03, divided by 12, close, caret, open, 12 times 30, close, minus 1, close, divided by open, 0.03, divided by 12, close, equals. So if you want to do it along with me, I'm going to repeat that. 200, open, 1 plus 0.03 divided by 12, close, caret, open, 12 times 30, close, minus 1, close, divided by open, 0.03, divided by 12, close, equals. So you will have, after putting $200 each month in an account for 30 years, $116,547.38. Please make sure you're checking your rounding. So you will have, don't forget your dollar sign, goes out in front, 116,547.38 in 30 years. So let's find out how much money you put in the account. You put in 200 per month for 30 years. So 200 per month for 30 years. So you deposited, deposited 200 times 12 times 30. You deposited $72,000 in the account. The difference between the amount you end up with in the account and the amount you deposited is all interest. Okay, so your interest you accrued. We're going to take 116,547.38. Please make sure your calculator is clear. Minus 72,000. 116,547.38. You need to put the entire thing in. I'm not doing it just for fun. It's because it's money. So you accrued, the bank pays you $44,547.38 over those 30 years. All right, the next one's going to be a little bit different. The next one is, suppose you want to have $500,000 for your retirement in 20 years. Your account earns 10% interest. How much would you need to deposit in the account each month? So in this case, we're looking for how much we need to deposit, which is our PMT. They're giving us how much they want to have in the account, which is 500,000. That's our A. So when we set this up, it's going to be 500,000, 2, 3. We're looking for our PMT. Our rate is 10%, so 0.1. And we're putting it in each month. So my N is 12. Raised to the 12. And we're going to be leaving this money in there for 20 years, or putting it in for 20 years. Minus 1 over 0.1 over 12. So when I do the calculator portion, there's one piece of this that inevitably students always miss one specific parenthesis. And you've got to put it in exactly. If you're going to do the whole thing at once, you have to put it in exactly as I do. So open. I'm going to start right here. 1 plus 0.01 divided by 12, close. Excuse me one moment, please. Okay, so parentheses. 12 caret, open, 12 times 20, close, minus 1, close. Make sure I got them all. Oh, divided by 0.01, close. Nope, shoot, sorry. Divided by, oh, gosh. I'll get there, y'all. 0.01 divided by 12, distractions, close. And I think that's all I need. Here, 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 here. Yeah, looks good. That's when you pause. So putting this into a calculator all at once, this is going to just give us the right side, not what we're doing with the 500 grand, just the right side. Okay. So let's put that in. Open, one plus 0.01 divided by 12, close, caret, open, 12 times 20, close, minus 1, close, divided by open, 0.01 divided by 12, close, and equals. This is only the right side. To find out what my PMT is, this is not my PMT. I have to now take the 500,000 and divide it by second answer equals. And these are buttons on your calculator. So here's the second, and your A and S key is just typically to the left of your enter key. It's where your negative symbol is. See that it has A and S right there in blue. Well, to get to that blue, you have to hit second to get there. So I pause because I know me, I want to clear my calculator. So pause, and now you just go straight in and type 500,000 divided by second answer equals. That is going to be your monthly deposit into an account for 20 years. So that's your PMT. You need to deposit $1,882.80 per month for 20 years. This is only if you want to have 500 grand when you retire and you're earning a 10% interest rate. How much money did you deposit in total? So this is where you're going to take your PMT times monthly times 20 years. You have to clear your calculator. Okay. So 1882.8 times 12 times 20 equals $451,872. So you deposited, feels really off, 451,872. The difference in those two amounts is your interest that accrued, which is 500,000, the amount that you want to have at the end, minus the 451,872. So you accrued, and this one you can leave in here unless you had to round, which it's possible, but not usually. So I can just type in 500,000 minus second answer equals. As long as it doesn't go past that second decimal place, you're fine with leaving the money in the account, the money in your calculator for this one. You accrued $48,128 over 20 years in interest. Let's label what this is over 20 years. Okay. So the next one is going to be the same concept. Jose has determined he needs to have $800,000 for his retirement in 30 years. His account earns 6% interest. I know this is an annuity because how much would he need to deposit in the account each month? That right there tells me it's an annuity. That's all I need to see. Okay, because he's saving for retirement and he's depositing it into an account. So pause the video, attempt this one yourself, and then come back to see how you did. I'm going to get this set up. He's earning 6%, putting the money in monthly, which makes sense. Monthly times 30 years, minus 1. All this is over 0.06 over 12. All right, in your calculator, starting off right here, open, 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12, close, caret, open, 12 times 30, close, minus 1, close, divided by, open, 0.06 divided by 12, close, equals, pause. And this is when you would type in the 800,000 divided by second, answer equals. All right, putting it together. Open, 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12, close, caret, open, 12 times 30, close, minus 1, close, divided by, open, 0.06 divided by 12, close, equal, pause. Hands off. That is not my answer. I still have to do the 800,000, 1, 2, 3, divided by second, answer equals. That is how much Jose needs to put in his account on a monthly basis for 30 years if he wants to have $800,000 and he's earning 6% interest. So he needs to deposit. Don't forget your dollar sign. $796.40 per month for 30 years. All right, now let's find out how much money he actually puts in the account. And that's just the $796.40 per month for 30 years. So I have to clear my calculator because this has got more than 2 decimals. 796.4 times 12 times 30. So he will deposit, Jose will deposit dollar sign $286,704 in the account. So he deposits $286,704. He's getting $800,000. The difference between these two is pure interest. Mwah! Phenomenal. So the interest is the 800,000 minus 286,704. So because I didn't have to round that, I can just type in 800,000 minus second answer equals. So the bank is giving him, so Jose accrued, this makes me so happy, $513,296 in interest. That's fantastic. All right. Let's see here. What does this one look like? A little bit different, only because it has quarterly. So again, this is gonna be the last one I do. So let's make sure you have a good understanding of this. You wish to have $3,000 in 2 years to buy a new stereo system. How much should you deposit each quarter into an account paying 8% compounded quarterly? I know this is an annuity because we're depositing the money more than once. Pause the video, attempt it yourself, come back to see how you did. So I want $3,000 and PMT 1 plus 0.08. We're putting the money in quarterly for 2 years. Putting this in your calculator, open, 1 plus 0.08 divided by 4, close, caret, open, 4 times 2, close, minus 1, close, divided by open, 0.08, divided by 4, close, equal, pause. And then you're going to type in 3,000 divided by second, answer equals. All right. Doing it together, open, 1 plus 0.08 divided by 4, close, caret, open, 4 times 2, close, minus 1, close, divided by open, 0.08, divided by 4, close, equal, pause. Hands off. Just type in 323 divided by second, answer equals. So you should deposit $349.53 every quarter for 2 years. So you will deposit, so you can have $3,000. $349.53 per quarter, not monthly or yearly, for 2 years. How much money will you deposit in total? But that's the 349.53 times 4, because it's quarterly, times 2 years. For your calculator, this is not going to be good if you leave that in there. 349.53 times 4 times 2, and you deposited $2,796 and 24 cents over 2 years. So you didn't have to save $3,000 for the stereo system. You only needed to deposit and save $2,796.24. The bank is going to give you the difference between the two in interest. So you're going to take the 3,000 that you ended up with and subtract the 2,796.24. This one you can leave in your calculator and just take the 3,000, subtract second answer equals. So you accrued, or the bank paid you, pick your poison. Don't forget your dollar sign. $203.76, $203.76 in interest. And this is only over 2 years. Okay. That is it for annuities. The next one will be payout annuities. Let me know what questions you have.